Welcome to the Home Interiors family. You have joined a company which helped define home decorating, and after 40 successful years, we're still leading the way with our innovative products and services. Thanks to the pioneering efforts of our founder, Mary Crowley, thousands of women have enjoyed the opportunity to work from home while helping others make their homes beautiful and comfortable. Home Interiors offers you a simple formula for success. Conduct home shows that fulfill your guest decorating needs, and you can realize your personal dreams. You provide a service by offering decorating tips and products for your guest. Plus, you also provide a social gathering where your guests can have fun with their friends. And it's that interaction with your guest, your future customers, that is the key to building relationships that endure. In collaboration with upper-level directors, Christy Carter-Urschel, the president of Home Interiors, worked with the Home Interiors team to create a show flip chart to support your presentation efforts. By guiding you visually, step by step, it takes the fear out of presenting and provides you added confidence. You, in turn, are empowered to focus on fulfilling your customers' needs and help them turn their decorating dreams into reality. Now, there are 6 basic steps to a home show: merchandise display, hospitality time, show opening, show presentation, show closing, and personal shopping time. Your training classes will give you all the details, but this video will kick off your training with a focus on steps 3 through 6. So get ready as Christy guides you through an informative show presentation. 2 of Home Interiors' most successful displayers, Jamie Tomlin and Darlene Caroselli, will also offer their expertise. So let's get started.
I want to again thank each one of you for being here this evening and welcome you to our show. Again, my name is Christy and I'm your Home Interiors displayer for this evening. And Monica, thank you so much for having us in your lovely home. And what a pleasure to meet your wonderful friends and get to know them a little bit better. We're going to have a great time tonight. What we're going to do tonight is focus on decorating, and we're going to focus specifically on the styles and looks that you like. You know, decorating is personal. Each one of our homes reflects ourselves and tells a little bit about ourselves, especially being the woman in the home. And so one of the things that I could tell from each one of you as you're coming in tonight is that your home's important to you, and you want it to reflect the values that you have, what you're passionate about, and you also want it to reflect your personal style, don't you? And each one of us has a unique personal style. Some of us are more contemporary than others. Some of us may be casual or romantic or even traditional. And if you're like me, I'm kind of all of the above rolled into one. Are you like that? Sure, absolutely. And so you want your homes to reflect that style. What's great about decorating today is that our homes can reflect all of those different feels and styles. You know, there's a time in decorating where you had an early American home, and your home was early American from the front door to the back door. Do you remember those days? Some of you are a little young in this crowd. And so you may remember your mother's home possibly, the same type of look. But isn't it great today that we can change styles from room to room and even put several styles together in the same room, which makes it a whole lot more fun. But I know that you noticed as you were coming in that I was asking a lot of questions about you, because one of the most important things that I want to find out about you is what you want your home to say about you, how you want it to feel, and I also need to know a little bit about your budget. What are you comfortable with, and how can I partner with you to help you have the home that you really want to have? Sound good?
The show opening sets the tone for the whole show, and Christy began instantly to establish a rapport with her guest. She asked many questions so that she could discover her guest's personal decorating needs. Each of you will develop your own style, so let's listen as Darlene and Jamie open their shows.
Oh, I'd like to welcome each of you at our Home Interiors presentation today, and I'm so glad you could make it. My name is Darlene. I'm your Home Interior displayer today, and I thank Ellen for having us in her home. I know as you walked in here today, didn't you just look at her home and go, wow, what a difference from maybe the last couple times you have been over to visit her. It is gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, it kind of like makes a big difference, and I know she worked very hard, and she wanted to bring out the right personality for her and her family, and I think she's done a fabulous job, because she's just been exposed to Home Interiors the last year. And so she's done a lot of decorating in such a short amount of time, so that's great. Our presentation today is going to cover areas of decorating that will allow you to express your own personal style.
I'd like to welcome all of you and thank you so much for coming. You're here because you care about your homes and you love to decorate. And you want to learn a little bit more about decorating? Well, that's what Nancy wanted. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, she had me come in because she wanted to give this room a new look. something a little more classic. And hasn't she done a great job?
It is.
You like
love
it?
The color.
Yeah. Yeah, I do
Great
too.
job.
And so after we got everything hung, we just were talking and we thought, well, it would be fun to get together with some friends and just share some decorating ideas. You know, and you couldn't have chosen a better time because early on in the 80s, it was called the time of cocooning, and people just went back into their homes and kind of shut the doors, not really knowing what the new millennium would bring, with a little bit of fear. And then as it got closer, they started burrowing. And I mean, they shut the doors and they didn't even want to come out because they were afraid to come out. But now that the new millennium's here, we have opened our doors and people are doing more things at home. They're entertaining at home.
Yes.
They're having people in for dinner. And so the important thing is that our home become an extension of our personality. And Mary Crowley, who was our founder, she said that women are really like the thermostats of the home. They control the temperature. They don't set it, but they control it. And if you've heard that expression, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And that's really true. And don't you feel that when your home is together and organized and a true reflection of who you are, you feel better about yourself and better about inviting people over?
Sure.
Another cool thing I found about decorating, it's energizing. I don't know if you've noticed it, but when you decorate, as soon as you get it finished, like the first thing Nancy wanted to do was invite friends over because she was proud of the way her house looked.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so,
thanks to you.
well, it was a great team effort.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot, absolutely.
It was really fun, and so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about decorating, and I really want to thank Nancy because it's so fun to watch a project evolve and then see the finished results and then share it with your friends. And my name's Jamie, and today we're going to be talking about your own personal style, finding your own personal style, and then kind of expressing it through your decorating.
From the show opening, you move into the show presentation, which begins with the 4 elements to a beautifully decorated room. This information provides your guests with an easy-to-understand outline that they can apply to any room. Mary Crowley developed these basic decorating guidelines many years ago, and they have been contemporized to fit any decorating scenario.
Next, I want to show you a before and after illustration. I want to make sure that each one of you can see this room here is a room before it's been accessorized, before all of the details have been added, and then this room, look at the difference. Everything has been accessorized, it has personal style, it's really an expressive room, isn't it? It's so important that we remember that there is a big difference between simply furnishing a room and really accessorizing it and having it have your personal stamp that says, you know, I live here, a little bit about you and about your family. It's warm, it's cozy, and all the elements come together. How many times have you ever flipped through a decorating magazine and you see all of these afters? And you admire all of these afters and maybe even turn down the pages. But getting from here to here can be a bit intimidating. It really can. In home interiors, it's important for you to know that we've been in business for over 40 years. And Mary Crowley very early on realized that there were basically 4 core elements to creating a beautiful room. And so by applying those 4 elements and layering them into the room, we can make it a whole lot easier to turn your befores into afters. And I'd like to illustrate that for you. Are you interested? Yes. Good. The very first element that we work on when we come in and work on a room is wall decor. Now in this illustration we've added the wall decor. It's starting to look much warmer, isn't it, Monica? It's got a long way to go, but it's starting to look a lot warmer. The reason we start with wall decor is typically these are the larger accessories that you have in a room. It's typically your wall decor, your wall art, should I say the framed art. And it's also going to really help you to set the tone and the feel for the room, your color, and also, again, the theme for the room. But it's not just framed art. We're also going to use mirrors to hang on the wall, shelves, sconces that can hold candlelight, and planters also, and plaques. Anything that goes on the wall is considered in the wall decor element. Can you see the difference? Still getting much better, isn't it? Now we're adding signature accessories. I always say that this is my favorite time and favorite element to work with you on in a home because this is where I really can help you to express your personal style. It's like putting your personal stamp on the room and making it look like you and your family, what's important to you. Some of the great things that we can use to add signature accessories are figurines. Maybe you like the outdoors and bird figurines or flowers or something that would be special to you, or possibly frames. Every one of you, it's obvious, what you're most passionate about is your family, right? And so picture frames are a great way to make a nice aesthetic benefit to the room, but it's also able to tell people what's most important to you is your family, friends as well. Also, vases, candle holders, any art objects can come into our signature accessories. So this is a real fun way. And again, this is why I was asking so many questions as you were walking in. It's really important that I know a little bit about you and what's important to you so that I can help you have that signature style in your home. The third element is flowers and greenery. And the third element is where you really bring a room to life. Now in Home Interiors, we have one of the most amazing assortments of our flowers and greenery. And what's great about them is you don't have to have a green thumb. We arrange them and I can show you, it's fun to work with them. Flowers and foliage are a great way to camouflage those little imperfections that we all have in our homes, and we all have them. We all have a plug here or there or next to a sofa that sits in the middle of a wall that we don't know how to camouflage. A nice green plant is a great way to cover those. Or maybe we have some cracked drywall over here, or our son wrote, colored on some wallpaper. It's a great way to hide those imperfections. It's also a wonderful way to bring everything together in your room, especially the color palette. It softens the edges and really brings things together. As I build a grouping for you in just a minute, you'll see this actually happening and can really see how this can happen. It's also a great way to add a seasonal touch in a room, but to add a Christmas touch or add a fall touch in a room. It's really a quick and affordable way to do so with greenery and foliage. All right, now let's go on to our fourth element, and this is the icing on the cake. The fourth element is adding candlelight and fragrance. As you came into Monica's home this evening, didn't you feel special? She had her candles lit, and doesn't it smell great? You smell the wonderful gardenia candles that she had burning. Just smelled wonderful. We want to create an atmosphere in our home that makes people want to linger, that makes people want to stay there. It's not just visual, but we want the whole room to reflect that wonderful haven, a place of refuge, peace, and harmony. And Mary Crowley wrote that in our Code of Ethics when she founded Home Interiors in 1957, that it is more about the whole home and the atmosphere. And candlelight and fragrance are a wonderful way of making a big impact in a home in a very small and quick way. Just by adding candlelight to a room, you can quickly change a room's feel. All right, those are the four elements. Now we're going to take those four elements that I just shared with you, and I'm going to show you some of our newest accessories and show you how you can take those same four elements and make a big impact in your room. So you ready to decorate?
Yes.
The four elements to a beautifully decorated room: wall decor, signature accessories, florals and greenery, and candlelight and fragrance are building blocks for decorating any room. Christy brought this information to life for her guest and will demonstrate it in her decorating segment. She first adds another important step to further engage her guests.
I'm going to give each one of you a wish list. Now you may be thinking, or many of you have been to my shows before, and I've given you usually an order form, but I don't want you to be preoccupied with what your actual purchases are going to be. Instead, I just want you to write down anything and everything that you like, and then from that list, you can determine what you'd actually like to purchase this evening. Sound good? Great. Then the other thing that I would like for you to do is we're going to have some fun, and I know that you guys want to have some fun. And don't you love to win things? I love to win things. I do. Anyone who knows me knows that I love to play games and I'm very competitive. But I thought that these would be wonderful candles that any of you could use in your home. And again, candlelight, as we just said, can make a big impact real quickly. So I'd love to send these home with one of you, and this is how we're going to determine which one. On the same form that has your wish list, it has another column that says my guest list. Instead of a guest list, you're going to help me with a referral list. So I want you to be thinking of other people that might enjoy the benefits of shopping the Home Interiors way. And so be thinking, if I show you a birdhouse, you might go, oh, you know someone who collects birdhouses, or a mirror that you think would be great for your sister. Write her name down, and the one who has the most names on the list, you get to go home with these wonderful little candles. Sound good? Okay, very good. And I'll kind of keep an eye on your list and we'll see how you're all doing. All right, now let's decorate.
Guests are now ready to focus on the hands-on decorating segment because they have wish lists to fill out. Isn't that a great way to remind your guests to focus on their personal needs? Plus, it's fun, and it gets your guest involved in your presentation. Okay, now to the decorating.
Well, what I'd like each of you to do is think about your own home right now, and where do you have a room that you wish that you had a window, but there's no window there. Maybe it's a little bathroom. Maybe it's over your kitchen sink, there's no window. Perhaps it's a hallway that's dark. Melinda, where could you use a window?
Hallway.
Hallway. Okay. Beverly? Kitchen. Do you have one over your sink, a window?
No,
You don't?
no, it's like a galley kitchen, so there's no windows in my kitchen. And I
Okay.
would love to have one.
Okay, that's perfect.
Mine would be that first bathroom.
Okay, that first bathroom, the one you kind of wanted some help with today. Okay. Well, if you need a window, we've got the answer. And this is our new shuttered mirror. Don't you love it? And one of the things I like, you can close it a little bit and change the size of it or stretch it out and make it larger. And if you've got that kitchen, it's going to make you feel like there's outdoors.
Yeah.
It brings that outdoors in. Or in a little bathroom, it just adds so much charm. What we've started with here is we're using it first probably for anywhere really, but Nancy wanted me to bring some ideas for her kitchen, and she felt like she needed a little punch of color. And so we've chosen to use some sunflowers to start out with because of all color, yellow is the one we see first in a field of flowers, and it's a happy color.
Is that right? I didn't-
And those of you that have shows tonight, my next shows are going to be all about color. So if you want to learn more about color, you might want to think about checking the little box at the bottom of your ticket. But sunflowers make me smile, and they are happy colors. And one thing I read, I'll just give you a little tip from my next show, but one thing I read said if you suffer from seasonal affective disorder syndrome, that a can of yellow paint is better and more powerful than Prozac to cheer you up.
Is that right?
That's what it said. So I think every home needs a little punch of color somewhere. And red is also a great accent, and you're going to see as we get into the year 2001, red is coming on strong as a color. Wouldn't this look great
Yes,
with
it
red?
really would.
Okay, you'll notice I put a shelf below it
I like that.
for a couple of reasons. A shelf, if you have a wall that has no furniture against it, a shelf will take the place of a piece of furniture, and it will actually anchor the mirror and replace that furniture that you don't have. So, and plus it allows you to put some of those signature accessories that we were talking about earlier, special things, and you can change what you put on your shelf with the season.
Yeah.
Change your flowers, change your candles, change your little things, and your home will always feel new. We've added just a little, it's called a bird's nest spray at the bottom there, because if you do like kind of a natural look in your home, it's good to pull in some of those elements like bird's nests and things to give it that cozy, comfy feeling. And of course, we talked about candlelight, and the lemon is great because if you don't clean a lot, it will smell like you do, which is a good thing. And so the lemon is a wonderful fragrance. And you know, each of us kind of has to find our own signature fragrance. I think that we should have a fragrance that anytime people experience it, they think, ah, that's Melinda. She loves lemon. And so I like to also change my fragrances with seasons.
That's a good idea too, yeah.
In the summer, you know, there's nothing better than honeydew and the lemons. And then as we get into fall, the baked apple pie and the cinnamon are just heavenly.
Right.
It's great. And you know, I think probably the reason that baked apple pie is so popular is because when we have an experience with a fragrance, it always brings back memories. It's our strongest.
Well, your lemon one was lemon pledge for me.
Was it?
Was cleaning day at the house, and that lemon, nothing smelled better than when lemon pledge.
That's right. And you know, my grandmother had a lilac bush right outside the door of her farm. And so I cannot smell lilacs and not think of my grandmother. So that's how powerful fragrance is. And when someone comes to your home and it smells great, then the very next time that they experience that same fragrance, they go right back to your house. So when you really use all the senses in your decorating, you're going to create more memories, not only for yourself, but for family and friends that visit there. So we love candles.
Yes.
And we love this mirror.
Oh,
And
really?
what we're going to do is just show you some different ways that you can change it, because one of the things you're going to love about home interiors is it's very versatile. And if you get tired of it in one place, you can move it to another. Each of you has a different spot that you would like to put this mirror, right? Okay, so let's change. And I'm going to pass this little plate around. Any of you collect roosters?
We were just remarking on how much we liked them. There may be a
Yes.
beginning of a collection.
I know. They're very hot right now. They say that roosters are the ducks of the 80s. I don't know if any of you
Sure.
no, but in the 80s, everybody had ducks everywhere. Well, now it's roosters. They're a little more sophisticated. And this little holder that I have it on is one of our booking gifts, which I'll tell you about a little bit later. But hostesses earn these when guests at their show decide, I want to do what she did. So let me pass this around, and you can take a look at it. And we're going to just change this. And I'm going to take the shelf off. Now, if we had walls like this, it would be wonderful. Wouldn't that be great? You could just say, I'm having a party tonight, I'm going to change the whole wall and just... But one little trick that might help you, because shelves or anything that we hang that has two hangers on it, it's always a challenge. But if you'll take your shelf and put it against the wall like this and put a level on it, then you can just mark where the two hangers, and you won't have like 900 holes in your wall. Husbands really appreciate that. Okay. Now, it looks pretty bare without the greenery, doesn't it? It makes so much difference when you add greenery to it. So we're going to just change it up a little bit more. And since a lot of you kind of like the natural look, this is our amaranthus. And you cannot look in any decorating magazine and not see this look. It's very hot with kind of weeds is really what it boils down to, and a little bit of raffia. So just for a little change, we're just going to add this right to the corner here. Isn't that fun? And then I asked Nancy if she would hold this up, because I want to show you, a lot of times when we do walls, we do horizontal groupings. But we're going to do a vertical wall that will match this wall. Yes, would you put that back on there for me?
Oh, how pretty. Oh, that's a pretty, that looks great.
Isn't that cute? And you know what you're going to love? This is adjustable. So if you only want 3 plates, you can adjust these, and it can also hang horizontally. So if you decide that you want to put it, like sometimes we've got a big soffit that is so bare, this is great to put
So you
horizontally.
just take these and then hang them
Mhm.
that way.
And then you just would hang it like that.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Isn't
Now,
that
are
cool?
there 4 rooster plates or just 3?
No, there are 3.
Oh,
so
okay.
I bet we should put something else on that one, shouldn't we? You are so good. Can't believe this is your first show and you're thinking about these things. Okay, well, swags are another way to get color on your wall and add texture. And so we're going to have it coordinate with this, because this will be on one wall and then this is going on another. So what we're going to do is just tuck that there.
Now, I could get this just like this. I don't have to make it, do I?
No, I'll do that for you.
I was worried that you were going to say, just go buy raffia and go buy this and go buy that. I thought, no, I'll never be able to do that.
That's
so...
one of the neat things. Our services are free. And so I'll be happy to put that all together for you. But wouldn't this be cool if you had this on maybe a narrow wall in your kitchen, and then this could be on another? And Nancy, can you grab a hold of that?
Oh, got it.
Okay, because I want to show you a companion also. It's so fun when you find something you love.
I like that you can make it horizontal.
Right.
And these are 2 of our new rooster prints. So if you are loving the roosters,
And
can
the
you hold
frame-
that?
I sure can. The frame is made to look aged.
Yes, because that's such a hot look right now.
Yeah.
And can you just slip that one down there, Beverly?
Oh, sure.
And you can see what a pretty wall that would make too. And coordinate with this and look great. Or if you didn't have that much space, you could use just the plate rack. Okay? But let's change it up a little bit more.
Okay. And I like because the roosters have so many different colors in them.
Yes.
So you can pull.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, whether it's the red or the green or the blue.
Whatever color. And that's kind of fun with different seasons to just change. Oh, I'm going to get that from you in a second because we're going to just switch this around a little bit. We're going to put this swag on the top now. Let me get that out of your way. Thank you.
I thought you wanted to have the plate back.
I think I do. And you know, if you're buying a gift for someone, the neat thing is to buy them something for their home. Because that way, every time they go buy it, they think about you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, and you can buy smarter gifts.
Right.
Instead of this kind of information.
Okay, we're going to change this a little bit and just go with a swag above it now. Because sometimes people like that, or sometimes you need to pull the wall up. You know, especially if you're in a room with really high ceilings, sometimes you need something to lift that up. So that's a good look.
So, Jamie, you're saying it takes your eye up.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it does. And you know, with the seasons, we can also change our swags. So we can give it a different look with each season. I'm going to let you hold this a second. We're going to add the roosters. And this will give it a completely different look. I'm going to let you hold that. And this rooster has a friend. We call this one Mr. Fancy Tail, and this is Mr. Plain Tail. But they both have a lot of personality. Now, if I don't get these exactly straight,
We got the idea.
okay, good. But isn't that cute?
Yeah, very.
And again, it coordinates with our plate rack on another wall, and then wait till you see what else we've got.
How about if we go ahead and start decorating now? Are you ready to see some accessories? Oh, sure. Okay, let's take and bring in the focal point that I had talked about earlier. Now, this particular item is called the Botanical Retreat. I nickname it, looks like Martha Stewart's shed, doesn't it? It's just not quite, yes. Well, it looks like a dream that everyone would have to want to do some gardening and to go in there. But when you look at the color and the detail that's in here, you can see that that door was left open so anybody can enjoy it that's wandering through the yard. But when you come in there to all the planters, the crockery that's in there, kind of take a look at how they have the bushes hanging down, the dried effect, the opportunity, you know, to really bring in a lot of color and design to it. I'm going to place this back on my easel, and what I'd like you to do is pretend that we have actually hung this on someone's wall. And the shelf that I've used below here, it's called our Pine Valley shelf. Now the shelf just extends it out, gives it a great lengthy look to it. So if you were going to use this as a focal point in any room that you might choose that lends you to have that type of a decor, then we can use the shelf to bring on personal belongings and add the greenery to it. Now when I mentioned earlier about greenery, I call this the 004. It's kind of like the best kept secret in home interiors, like a James Bond thing. But I call it the 004. But it is full, it is lush. And anywhere that you place it, whether it would be in your shelving, maybe up on bookcases, you might like to take it and place it in planters or to use it on the shelf as I have here. It's very long, it's lengthy, and the green color tones are awesome there. So let's think about your home for a moment. Angie, can I give this to you and you tell me if you were to use this in your home, where you might use it?
Well, you know, I'm thinking in the kitchen, actually, because I have a long shelf that runs along one wall, but it's kind of hard looking, and I think this would look beautiful.
Yeah, and plus I think if is it a high shelf?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll allow the eye to flow from whatever you have and extend up there. But it's going to bring the fresh outdoors right inside of your home. But the color tones that are in these particular type of pieces really allow you to take that into almost any type of decor that you have in your home. It's kind of soft and wonderful.
amazing.
Yeah, and Ellen, I know you've got a lot of this greenery, but this one, where could you use this one in your home?
Well, actually, in my bathroom.
In the bathroom?
'Cause I've got a sort of like you, I've got a shelf that's up high, and we haven't sort of gotten to that room yet. I want to talk to you about the bathroom.
Okay, okay.
But I can't get up there to take care of anything.
Sure.
To water real plants. And I love this looks so real.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's another, I call it the Martha Stewart without the maintenance.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah, you want, because we live in such a fast-paced life that we just need to be able to have accessories that we can enjoy, but not have to feel like it's going to be a major job taking care of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, so good in your bathroom. Wonderful,
Can't wait
thanks.
to get to it.
Good, good. How about you, Sonia?
Well, actually, I was thinking of the bathroom too, only behind the tub, on the surround area, the decking area. because this would be, usually you have kind of a really wide
Yes.
area behind that. And you want
Yes.
to do something with it. And a bathroom is not real conducive to natural plants. Sometimes,
Yes.
at least ours isn't, because you just
Mm-hmm.
don't have the lighting, you don't have the windows for it. And this would look wonderful there.
Yeah.
And it would soften because of all the tile that you have in a bathroom.
You're making some good choices, yeah. And I can, you know, when you think about taking that bathroom and turning it into a garden tub, a garden bathroom, you might not have the specific unit itself, but what you can do by adding the greenery and then visualizing some candlesticks, some candlelights, such as what we have here nestled there. So when you're in your own little private retreat bathroom, you can take those few extra moments for yourself, because of all things we don't do is take enough time for ourselves. But it's true, foliage, greenery, and that really makes a difference for us. Yeah, it's an awesome item. So later on, when we get to help you individually, we're going to ask you if you want to add on the 004. So you might want to remember that, because like I said, it's the best kept secret, but it is a wonderful, wonderful decorating tool. Let's go ahead and place it back with our prints. And then I'm going to take one of the photo frames and add to it. Now, remember we talked about signature accessories earlier? This is one that'll kind of bring in the touch for it. And when you're thinking about the color tones that you have in here, we have many different shades of frames. We can do this in a very soft shaded green. It also comes in a cream. And then we have, of course, the lavender color to it. But let's just place it right on the shelf within our greenery. And then a new tool, or a new item, I should say, that they've brought out in our line is this adorable planner. I just nicknamed it the Thin Bowl Planner, but it's definitely like a little crockery piece to it. And the flowers and the little stems at the top, they come in it just as you see it. The only thing we did was just add that little piece of ribbon. Is that not cute? Can you imagine just taking this and setting it on a windowsill in your home, or maybe even in the bathroom as well? You know, dress it up, maybe a few towels laying, or, you know, nestled against a corner and placing a little pot there. Adorable, isn't it?
It's got a lot of color in it.
Yeah, and I think the blooms look natural because they're a large, you know, bloom that could grow in there for you.
It's great because it doesn't take up a lot of space on
No.
the surface.
Yeah.
No.
You just have a small area.
Sure. Sure. Especially if you want the look of how people are decorating today. They're bringing in things that look more natural, but you want the color tones and, of course, the greenery element. Got to have that greenery element. Yeah, we'll give that to you, too. And I'll pull up my fragrance that I want to add. Home Interiors has a line of candles that we call our candles in a jar, and this is one of them, and this is our lilac fragrance. And as I pass this around, I think you're just going to enjoy it tremendously.
Oh, good.
You can take your fragrance two different ways. Sonia, you can actually enjoy the cap or the jar itself. Is that unbelievable? And whenever you're purchasing candles, Home Interiors candles are of a high quality candle. They are very safe burning. When burning the candles, you'll have the opportunity to bring the fragrances throughout your entire home. You might enjoy that as well.
That's amazing.
Is that not wonderful?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, for our area around May is when we enjoy our lilac trees and bushes, and we can't wait to open the windows and that with Home Interiors. We can have it all year round. Yeah, and these candles in a jar, we'll even share this with you later. They are great fundraisers for any of the organizations that need to have a fundraiser. But we're going to take it and nestle it right in here. So can you kind of see where we brought that complete for you? We've taken this wall decor now and we've actually, you know, based it on our focal point in the back. We've added shelf for dimension, our floral greenery pieces that we've added, and the signature accessories, as well as the fragrance and candlelight. So this would be what we call a well-balanced, you know, wall that we can design for someone's home. So just kind of a fun tool. Then if you wanted to match up and bring in something else that kind of looks a little bit like that country touch or that decorator, that gardener look, more in a casual style, we've added another piece of greenery which is very full and lush, and I believe it's probably the same greenery that you had nestled in your planner. Yeah, it's a 004, by the way. We have another secret. And the tower birdhouse. I enjoy this piece so much, and I hope you would as well. It has a lot. Is that not? It's kind of fun, isn't it? Yeah, and you can hang it on shepherd hooks outside, you know, if you find the right size hook to hang it on. It goes well on your shelves. You can do it inside of, like we had done in our heirloom table, but we can decorate that up for you as well. So it kind of gives you an opportunity to see how fun that would be. Okay, to go into something a little bit smaller and a little bit more serenity to it. Yes, it's our little angel print. Is that not sweet?
Yeah.
She kind of like has a real wonderful scallop border to it. I think one of the things that I'm most proud of in Home Interiors is our framed art pieces. We've got a lot of matte design. We've got wonderful frames, and the value of them for what you compare them to in the open marketplace, it's unbelievable. You'll really have a good time enjoying these pieces. But I thought we could do some sharing of merchandise with this with you as well. And I'm just going to nestle it down here so you can see it real well. One of the floral pieces is called a treasure piece, and it comes in a swag design. Now, a lot of our floral items come with coordinate pieces, and I'll share one of those with you as well. This one is a swag that allows us to add it to greenery to make it fuller. And we'll do that with our evergreen. And I think the nicest thing about an evergreen, because we tend to lose our leaves, you know, and things get bare, and the opportunity to be able to have a lot of color left to go with our fall colors and our foliage. Is that not pretty together? Yeah. So if we wanted to design something, maybe we're going to create another wall, we certainly can do that by creating a swag that would go over top. Don't those colors just kind of stand out and bring it all together? Mm-hmm. Sure it does. You have the opportunity, if we were going to work with a shelf, that we can nestle it right here at the bottom of on the shelf as well. And again, you get a lot of texture and design, you know, with your piece.
I love the way you can mold everything so well.
Yeah, that's great, because I'm not really a florist designer, but Home Interiors gives us all the tools that we need, and they give us the proper style of greenery, size-wise. The flowers are all coordinated in shapes and colors, and especially the bushes. You'll find some low and some higher, and it just makes it so much easier for us to do. For you, actually.
And you can adjust the shape of it, like you
Right.
were saying, which is great. It could be either straight or
Yes,
curved.
yes, it can be. It can be. Here's one of the smaller flower pieces that matches the one we had just shown with you. But the item I want to share with you first is called our Janice candle holder. And when we talked about earlier, there's some gifts, like one that Ellen had received over here as a booking gift. This here is one of them. We'll tell you more about booking gifts later, but the opportunity to be able to take your items and use them in different ways is wonderful. Should you want to go into maybe a bathroom, you could use this as a little hand towel holder, and this could set off to the side, and we'll show you how you could dress it up if you would take it off. But if you would hold that for me, Sonia. I'm going to take and nestle some candlelight in there. I love to burn candles, and I hope that becomes a favorite thing for you as well. But I also like safe burning. So if I was going to have a pillar, I would want to make sure it's on a candlestick, as Ellen has here. It's elevated, and her sizing is done so wonderfully. If I've got little people in my home, I might feel more secure by having a container to go along with it. And this will go right down inside. It'll become heavy for you.
Okay.
But is that not nice to
Oh, that's great.
kind of the look of it? And then look, if we wanted to bring the color on the bottom.
Oh, I like that.
Is that not special? Thank you.
I like that.
Doesn't that look great? So whether, you know, if you want to add a touch like this to your bathroom, or, you know, well, you were going to do your bathroom as well in some other places, but the color tones, but the vibrancy. We can enjoy a pink color tone candle in here. We could probably bring in a yellow. That would be very pretty with it as well, and also your white. What do we do with our little print here? But I mean, the color tones that you have in here really brings a room to life. And whether it would be maybe in a foyer, a bathroom, a hallway, a bedroom, or a little girl's room, could you just not see how special she would feel? You know, the last thing that our children see at nighttime before they go to bed, and the first thing they see in the morning, helps to develop their personalities. That would be a great item to have. Our angel torch candle holder. Isn't this precious? Let's go back and talk about that bathroom again. Yes, she'll go anywhere, but in the bathroom, she's awesome because you can lay little stacked towels here in the bottom to have it. Your suspended piece of candlelight is a great container for safe burning as well. You can place in what we call our mini pillars. There's that same fragrance. Would your mother love that? Excellent. The other great thing about her is we can adorn her with some of our florals and greenery pieces as well, but she will hang on the wall. So she's just not a tabletop piece. She will also hang on the wall. And you can, of course, drape a little towel. Your pretty towels. The towels you don't want to. Did you get to see the fragrance on the lilac one, Ellen?
I love this, and I love a lot of money. Exactly.
And the great thing is when you're considering grouping candles together in candle gardens, this particular size candle will come in the 2.5 inches I have here. It will come in the 4-inch, as Ellen has, and also in the 6-inch. So you can really create some great designs and bring a lot of that together, can't you? Okay, figurines are always something that adds a lot of detail to your groupings and your arrangements. And when you might even thinking about placing this on a table as a tablescape, it's wonderful to finish it off by adding in those signature accessories again that brings out your personal touches. And just notice that little dove that's resting on her finger. It is absolutely wonderful for gifts. There are a lot of people who are angel collectors, and there's angels all around, so a good item to think about using.
That's pretty.
And when I think of the figurines and accessories we have in our line to give us that inspirational touch, I'd like to share with you our hope print as well. Happy is he, let me turn this way, I don't have my glasses on. Happy is he who hopes in the Lord, and that is from Psalms. And we nestled it right on our brass easel. Now the brass easel is another one of those gifts that tonight, Ellen, when we share about the opportunities for your guests to have shows in their own home, is another item that you could choose to receive. But you know what, it's smaller, it's daintier, it allows us to do a little bit more decorating, you know, in some smaller areas. And of course, it can hang on the wall. But sometimes it's just nice to have those special little pieces where you can enjoy them. Bedrooms is a wonderful place to have an inspirational piece for you as well. Okay, I brought a couple gifts tonight, because Home Interiors does lean towards a gift-giving service as well, and this is focusing on aromatherapy. Now we're going to go back and talk about that bathroom again. So the greens are right, the colors are right, the aromatherapy is right on there. And this one here is called our Serenity Candle. And the difference between the aromatherapy candles and the traditional candles that we have in our home is this one here is geared more to really put you in that mode of relaxation. And you can enjoy that with any candle, but this allows for the fragrances and the feeling that goes along with it. And it's pretty just on one of our holders.
Oh, that is pretty.
And out of I kind of like that little wrapping on there too, because you get to see the gift inside.
Oh,
and Home Interiors provides the wrapping. Your sister needs that?
yes, she needs serenity.
No, I thought maybe she just needed the wrap, but she needs.
She needs a lot of bath time, doesn't
Yes,
she?
she does, definitely.
Yeah.
Now let's pretend for a minute that this is just an imaginary room, and this is going to just be our empty room, and we're going to build some wonderful accessories using our 4 elements. The first piece we're going to start with is one of my favorite accessories, and I love this piece because it's extremely versatile and it can go anywhere in your home. Now for this grouping, I've added just a piece of lace cloth that I've draped over the top of it, but you could add this if you wanted it to be a little bit more romantic, a little softer, but you don't have to have this on here. This is a great piece because it adds a window where you wish someone would have put a window in your home. But the nice thing about this is when you decide to move, you take it with you. That's the great part about it. But it's a lot of fun. It's very new, but we can easily show you how this can go very country, can go Victorian, and also can go a real clean line look as well. So we're going to start with this piece for our focal point in our wall decor, and let's add some wonderful companion prints. This is a pair of 2 botanical prints. The colors are wonderful. How many of you like the lavenders and the lilac colors? Aren't they beautiful? We're finding this continues to be a very popular color in home decor because it's very soothing, and men and women both really like the lavenders and the lilacs. And I love the detail of the printed mat. It's like a tin, an old piece of a tin, whitewashed tin that we've used in here, but really a nice look. Do you like this together? Like it. It's looking good, isn't it? Let's add a piece of wall decor over on the other side, and this is a planter that we could hang on the wall. Isn't this fun? This, we see the same look by adding the metal back in this, and how fun. You could put this in a front door wreath. You could put it even on, how about a little girl's bedroom door? Wouldn't that be cute? And put her mail in when she gets fun mail. Just lots of cute ideas you could do with this. We're going to nestle that right in here. Now it looks a little lonely right now, but we're going to add some flowers in just a minute to that. So now we've added some wall decor. Now let's go on to the next step and add some signature accessories. The first signature accessory that we're going to add is a very prestigious accessory. These are beautiful doves that have a wonderful magnolia blossom accented. This is a part of our masterpiece porcelain collection. It's the finest porcelain that we sell at Home Interiors, and they are exquisite. And as you start becoming interested in prices and how much things cost, these little sheets are going to give you some cues that you have the flexibility to decide what price you'd prefer on some of our accessories. So we can talk more about that in just a minute. And this is a beautiful mosaic vase, or it's a candle holder. Very popular right now. Fabulous gift idea, and it's beautiful lit, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Do you like this piece? Isn't it pretty?
Tell me about those cards.
You saw this card down here. Well, Nora, I'm going to share with you a little bit later a little bit more about our hostess program. I know that you thought Monica was just having her show tonight to get to see all of you, and that was a big part of it, but she also has wonderful benefits in being able to purchase accessories for a special discount or to earn accessories for free. And so on this particular accessory, that figurine, it's one of our top of the line, is $114 retail. Now the quality is impeccable, and that's an excellent value, a good price. But as a hostess, if she purchased this for her 55% off item that I'll explain to you, Do you know that she could get that for only $51.75? Or she could earn it totally free. So as we head towards the end of the show, I'll give you a lot more details about the Hostess program because Monica is one smart shopper. As we add signature accessories, one thing we always want to do is we want to add a bit of whimsy to a room and add some fun. And aren't these a great way to do that? Butterflies and dragonflies are very popular in today's decorating, and these are really wonderful candle holders that I think are just great. Again, lovely gift ideas as well. It's looking a little bare, isn't it? And as we talked earlier when we were reviewing the 4 elements using the flip chart, we talked about how flowers and foliage can help to really soften the edges. And look at how dramatic this is. This swag is just a combination of 2 of our floral pieces, the magnolia leaves and a wonderful floral hydrangea swag. And it comes just like this. It comes out of the box and it's quick and easy to put together. And look at the difference. What do you think? Doesn't it soften the edges? It really does, right before your eyes. Now for those of you that this is your first show, you're going to learn the magic of a mini ring. A mini ring is a small floral that we can add to candlesticks, shelves, to top a gift package. They are wonderful, and you'll see lots of different ways I'm going to use those throughout my presentation. Then I'm going to add 2 more. I'm going to repeat the same floral that we used up above, and I'm just going to nestle this down here. And I'm going to put this down here to give you an idea of adding more greenery and flowers to this particular room. And let's add another one to the other side over here. How's the room looking?
It's looking great.
It's looking good? Are you finding some things that you would like to have in your home?
Yes.
Yes. Now, what are we missing? What's the next element? The candlelight. Let's really see the magic of the candlelight and add the candlelight now. We're going to take 2 lilac, these are our votive candles, and they're sold in a box of a dozen. And I always encourage you to always, when you're buying candlelight, buying votive candles, that you'd want to buy a whole box instead of just the 2. If you buy 2, you know what happens? You won't burn them. But if you have a box, you'll burn them and really enjoy them, and you'll make your family feel very special. And now let's add a wonderful pillar candle to our vase. And I'm going to add again the lilac candle, and it has a wonderful fragrance. And I'm going to put that down inside. And I'd like to pass this around so that you can all smell this wonderful fragrance. What do you think? It smells good, doesn't it? It smells great. All right, now let's add a new brick candle. Again, in the same lilac family and the same fragrance. What do you think? It's looking good, isn't it? Does it look nice? Let's go ahead, and I want to light this one for you to show you how beautiful this is lit. Isn't that just beautiful? Pretty in a bathroom, in a bedroom, just a beautiful piece. I'm going to go ahead and blow these out, and then we will show you a couple more ideas. Another gift idea, also with candles, because candles are great for any gift-giving occasion, and they're especially nice to have on hand when you don't really know what to give the individual, because everybody likes them. And I think this is another very unique way to do the packaging. So much of a gift is in the presenting. We want it to really make a statement. And this, we've just taken 3 of the pillar candles and wrapped them together, and we wrap them like a Tootsie Roll. Lay them down on the cellophane and just wrap it right up and then tie the 2 ends. And actually here I tied one in and taped the other. But what a great gift idea. And this is a $20 cost, great value, and a wonderful idea. Most of the candles that I've shown you today have been in the lighter pastel colors that have gone with the display. So what I'd like to do now is pass around, I have a candle case, and this allows you to see our different fragrances, see the color, smell the fragrances I should say, and see the different colors. So maybe maybe cinnamon spice sounds particularly good to you, or mulberry. Or how about baked apple pie? It's one of our top-selling items. And then if you'd like a special gift packaged just for a special individual, I can do that, and also help you with your wonderful fragrance purchases for your own home.
Wasn't that great? Christy covered the opening. She offered decorating tips with the 4 elements segment, made sure guests began their wish list, and then offered the hands-on decorating. Guests are really excited and ready to purchase. So let's listen as she outlines the purchasing opportunities available, as well as the exciting Hostess program.
And now I want to bring your attention to some wonderful saving opportunities. Each month, Home Interiors has a 25% off monthly special that's in our monthly marketing brochure. And Monica, if you'd pass that monthly marketing brochure out, they're right there, right. If you will just look and turn to page 5, we put the monthly special on page 5 every month, so it's really easy for you to look at that wonderful saving. And you'll be pleased to know that this month, that this wonderful mosaic candle holder and vase is our 25% off special. Now it's a great price at any time for only $23.99, but at 25% off it's only $17.99. What a great value. And again, we talked about it for gift giving, and we talked about the many different places you could use this in your house. So how many of you think you need to add this to your wish list tonight? Yeah, very good. In addition, one of the other things I mentioned in the show about another great savings opportunity and a wise shopping program is our Hostess program. And Monica not only wanted to have a show tonight to get to be with all of you, but there are also wonderful benefits that she receives by being a hostess. We have a 3-point hostess program in Home Interiors, and I'd like to share those benefits briefly with you. The very first benefit is that she receives 20% off the show sales. So let me give you an illustration. If our show sales this evening are $500, she would receive $100 in free product. If it's a $1,000 show, which many of my shows are, then she would receive $200 in free product. So Monica then gets to go through the catalogs and go through my case and pick out anything that she wants until she uses up all of that free merchandise that she's earned. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, but in addition to that, Monica doesn't only receive the 20% in free merchandise, she also receives what we call 55% off bonus buys. And let's use the $500 show illustration again. With a $500 show, she'd be able to purchase 2 items at 55% off. So on the items that I have in my case this evening, she'd want to choose the 2 most expensive items. She'd want to choose the beautiful figurine that is a great value at a retail of $114, but it could be hers for only $51.75. Smart shopper she is. And also the window pane shutter mirror, which again is a great value at $59.99. And we talked about many places you could place this in her home, but do you know what she would be able to purchase this for? $26.99. Isn't that great? Only $26.99. So there are wonderful benefits to being a home interior hostess. Then on top of that benefit, she also receives beautiful gifts when other people book from her show. So if you are interested in having a show, then Monica's going to receive a thank you gift from me that says thank you for introducing me and helping me to build my business. So a wonderful program. I'd like to ask you to turn over the wish list that I gave you, and you will see the normal retail value of those 3 collections, and then you'll see the savings opportunity through our hostess program. You'll get to take this flyer home with you. And again, as I work with you one-on-one, if this is of interest to you, I'd love to tell you more and share with you how you can earn beautiful accessories and be able to purchase items at 55% off as well. Now let's go on to a few other things I want to make sure that I mention to you. And one is I have given you a lot of ideas tonight, and I've given you a lot of before and after ideas, but it's important that you know that whether you want to redo a room, add to, or totally make new, I want to be your partner in decorating. And I can work with you on the budget that you have that works for you, the time period that you have that works for you. I really want to help you and be your personal decorator. And again, it's been a pleasure just to get to meet each one of you.
What guest wouldn't want to be a hostess? And that's the key to your business, future show bookings. Christy outlined the 25% monthly specials, the great 3-point hostess program, and engaged her guests by having them choose their favorite collection. By using her show flip chart, guests were able to follow along visually as Christy made her points. Now, let's watch as she wraps up her presentation with a successful close.
I also wanted to just share with you our personal decorating services. It's important that you know that not only do I do in-home shows like this, but also do personal appointments in your home to help give you ideas about how to decorate your home, as well as gift ideas, and also fundraisers. Through Home Interiors, we have found that our candlelight accessories make wonderful fundraisers. And there are also something called brochure shows, and that's something that I do after you've been an in-home show hostess, that it's another way for you to earn the wonderful benefits, and I can tell you more about that one-on-one. Then tonight with your purchases, your checks are made payable to me. One of the things that we like to do is to make this as easy on Monica as we possibly can, so you'll pay me this evening when you order your accessories, and I accept Visa, MasterCard, personal checks, and of course cash. And so again, I'll be working with you one-on-one and to help you finalize your purchases this evening. But before I close, I do want to just make sure that you're aware of Home Interiors. Home Interiors is a decorating tradition, and I mentioned earlier that it's over 40 years in business. We were founded by Mary Crowley. We are based out of Dallas, Texas, and Mary Crowley had a vision of starting a home-based decorating company that would give everyone the services and the benefits of having an in-home decorator, and also give all the representatives an opportunity to have a worthwhile career, doing something they love, making good money, and also be at home when the kids came home from school. So I'm very proud to represent Home Interiors, and I also would want to mention to you about the opportunity of doing what I do. I hope that you can tell that I love what I do. I really enjoy what I do and getting to meet wonderful people like you. And I like the opportunity to be self-employed and being able to be at school when I need to be at school for my children and do those activities as well. So if this is something that you'd like to know more about, maybe it's part-time or full-time, I hope you'll ask me about it because it's really been very rewarding for me and my family. And just lastly, thank you. Thank you again for being here and for caring about your home. Now it's your turn to come up and play with the merchandise and also have some more of that wonderful cake that Monica made for us, and I'll be around to help you one-on-one. But thanks again. I appreciate it.
As Christy met with her customers individually, she made one of them very happy because they won the candles for the longest referral list. Never underestimate the power of a fun game at your shows. Not only did Christy gain many new referrals, but her customers all had a list of potential guests for their own home show. Smart thinking. Now, let's listen as Jamie and Darlene offer their individual closings.
And I'll be around to help each of you individually. At the bottom of your service ticket, there's a little box, and it says, I would love to have a show. If you feel like you'd like some help or you want me to come and give you some ideas, just check that little box. A little bit about our background. Earlier, I mentioned Mary Crowley. She was our founder. She said, you know, if your walls aren't decorated, people don't know if you're moving in or moving out. And she was a fantastic woman who had a huge vision about what was possible for women, because when she founded Home Interiors more than 40 years ago, a lot of women weren't working outside the home.
Right.
And part of the reason that I came into Home Interiors was because of the flexibility that it involved. My children are grown now, but both of them have thanked me for being there. I think that was the biggest benefit to me as a young mother, to have a job where I had flexibility. I could work when I wanted to, where I wanted to. I could be a room mother, a cheerleading sponsor, and yet I had my own career as well. So
That's important.
it is. It really is. And I think flexibility is what most women look for in a job, and this really does give that to you. So I love what I do, and I hope it shows. I hope you can tell that I really love it. And part of the fun is meeting people like you and sharing decorating ideas. So I will be around now to help you individually. And if there are any questions or you've got certain walls that you would like help with, just let me know. And I hope that I will see you all soon at Beverly's or Melinda, or I'll come back and meet with Nancy again. So I thank you so much. You've been great.
Thank you so much.
About your purchases today, I'm your cashier. So I will be able to take your cash, your check, your Visa, your MasterCard. As I pass out this brochure here, this monthly brochure, let me give one to each of you. And then I even have a decorating handbook for each of you shortly. But as I share this tool with you, I think I get real excited about this brochure because it keeps my job fun and exciting. Every month, Home Interiors is releasing about 10 to 20 new items inside of here. Always a monthly special, and you can see what the next monthly special is coming up if you look on page 5. The service card that we placed in the front of there, we're going to ask that you go ahead and place your name and address, phone number, all the information we need from you on the top of it. And then if you can look a little bit more, then halfway down where it talks about your total purchases, there's a little line there that says shipping and handling. I want you to take your pencil and just cross that off. That doesn't, oh good, I know, we like that, don't we?
I'll do that.
Yeah, just cross that off because unless you live in Alaska or Hawaii, this doesn't apply to you. So we have no shipping and handling charges, just regular tax, you know, for your purchases tonight. Our delivery date for Ellen is going to be 2 weeks from tomorrow. So as we again make our purchases tonight, we're taking her out of the collecting business. She'll be able to pay me and she'll just be able to enjoy delivery day as receiving her accessories. Is that not fun?
That's fast.
Okay, and then I'm going to want to come around and chat with each one of you, help you with some of your decorating needs and just kind of get a feel for what you're wanting to do in your home.
The personal shopping time that follows is a very important part of the show process. It's where you close the sale. Now's the time to focus all your attention on filling your customers' needs. This is the key to building relationships, turning your guests into loyal customers. It's a matter of listening and then connecting your services and products to meet those needs.
Now, I know we earlier talked about the fireplace and wanting to do something low and then bringing it up. Do you have any of those pieces around your fireplace now, or do we need to really complete that for you?
Well, I have a couple of wrought iron candle holders at the bottom, but I think some of the greenery would soften it.
Yeah, I think that's a wise choice. It softens it, it gives it dimension, and it really is an eye-attracting thing. You know, when people look at it or come into your room, they'll be drawn right to there. So if you want your fireplace area to be a focal point, greenery is a good choice to me.
That 004.
004. Yeah, we will certainly add that on for you. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a look at some other accessories in the brochure and see what will work for you.
As women, we are very visual, and these photographs make your job easier and allow you to demonstrate a variety of decorating examples and styles without having to carry all the merchandise. So practice using your flip chart with your friends and family. They'll love the great decorating tips that you'll share. And also, use your script booklet to give you some words to say as you develop your own presentation style. Now, as a special treat, let's listen as Christy offers you some of her proven tips for great presentations.
One of the first things that you'll probably notice about my presentation and about my case is the number of accessories that I'm carrying with me. I have found through experiences of carrying everything that I've owned and a small sampling that really all you need is a small sampling of accessories. But a couple of key points that I'd want to point out to you is I always would carry a large mirror or a designer series print, and I always like to carry one of the masterpiece porcelain items. What you will find with your case is what you carry is what you sell. You carry $5.99 items, you're going to sell items that are $5.99 retail. So you want to carry items that are more expensive, and don't be afraid. Also feel very comfortable in carrying a smaller assortment of accessories instead of, again, carrying everything that you own. Once you build the confidence with them and you share with them how to decorate and you show them some of our beautiful pieces, you can then extend the line of products that you're selling by showing them the brochures, and that's exactly how we plan things for you. The other thing that you'll notice is the setup. Now today I happen to be set up on a table, and I have to be honest with you, the time we're making this video I'm expecting, so this is a much easier way for me to do the demonstration. I love to do shows in my home, and when I have them in my home I usually always work from a floor. It's a great way to do a presentation. But I also, when I go to hostesses' home, frequently I have hostesses that will offer for me to set up on a coffee table or possibly a TV or a hearth of a fireplace. And when they offer, I take them up on it. But a real important thing to remember is to always take protective fabric and be very conscientious to protect their furnishings. One of the many benefits to coaching in a hostess's home before you have a show is to learn the surroundings, learn what she likes, and also to already have an idea of where you're going to be setting up. That would allow you to plan to have extra fabric on hand so you could set up on our coffee table as well. Another thing you probably noticed about my presentation is I didn't quote item numbers, item names, or prices. When I was first starting out in home interiors as a displayer, and many of you have heard my story, I was so nervous and so afraid. And I memorized everything that I could about a product, and I had index cards for everything. And then my grandmother spent some time with me, and she shared with me there's some things you have to know, and there are other things you don't have to know. And I didn't have to just worry myself silly of knowing every item number and every price, that I could just make a list. And that's what I do today. I keep a list. If this is the case I'm currently carrying with me, I make a list. Now, I have to be honest, my list today is nicely typed for this video, but it's usually just a handwritten list that is a great cheat sheet for me that has the item number, the description, and the price. On the higher dollar items, I go ahead and figure out the bonus buy price, and it's a nice quick reference for me. And so I carry this with me, and it takes the pressure off of remembering every item name and all those details. The other way that this also comes in handy is if somebody really wants something the night of my show out of my case, and I don't have a show up the very next day, I'll oftentimes sell it right out of my case. And I'll sell it to them, and then I'll mark there that I sold that item. That will remind me when I get home I need to reorder that item if I want to replace it in my case. This is just a really easy way to simplify and make your case a little bit easier for you to manage. Don't make it so hard. You don't have to know everything and remember everything. Another thing I want to point out to you is the candles. You'll notice that when I showed this particular piece that I lit the candle. It makes a tremendous difference to the impact of this piece. It's all right to light them for a moment and show them how beautiful it is lit, but then go ahead and blow them out. And that way they know that you're very respectful of their home and you wouldn't want to do anything to perhaps have a candle wax spill. It's always best to be safe rather than sorry. You'll notice that I worked with the which price do you prefer cards that I set in the case. I like to use those a lot. And I don't talk a lot about the Hostess program, and this is my personal style. When I'm doing the decorating portion, I'll just oftentimes let them bring it up, or I'll maybe mention it subtly. And I like to mention that at the end of the show presentation. There are a lot of tips, and you've learned a lot from watching Jamie and watching Darlene as well. But I guess I'd like to leave you most importantly with this. The most important thing that you do at a show is to build a relationship with your customers and hostesses. The first thing you have to do is they have to see that you're there to serve them. That is most important. If you're there to make a sale, they will know it. And then you'll just have a short-term business. Let them see you really want to get to know them. You want to find out how they can benefit through your business with home interiors, and then fill those needs, and your business will grow. I also want to encourage you to have fun. You've got to have fun with your shows and involve your guests and customers. If you're not having fun, guess what? They're not having fun either. So I want to just wish you well, have a great time, remember to show a sincere interest in them, and after all, have fun. Thanks and happy decorating. Bye-bye.
You are in a great place as a new displayer and have a wonderful opportunity to make your dreams a reality with home interiors. Attend your training classes, review this videotape several times, and get to know your products. Keep in mind that some of the products pictured were available at the time of taping, so check your current presentation brochure to see what is available now. Let me leave you with two of Mary Crowley's little words that make a big difference. Start now. Don't wait. Start small if necessary, and as your enthusiasm grows, so will your decorating confidence. The Home Interiors family is here to help you every step of the way.